You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Chief Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Bad Girls Club After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Bad Girls Club After Show.
Yeah, I get it. What? That's right, I said it. Live your life. You wish you had been sugar, spice, and everything you had.
I got one poor line more than I usually did.
This is so sad.
I know, it's bad.
Chevonne, I'm gonna replace you with Marissa, our engineer, because she knows the damn lyrics.
I would proudly have her come out here and sing that song for us. I would love for that to happen. What
She
can
already
I say?
performed it before we started.
Like half of the lyrics, half of the lyric. I want the whole experience.
Wah, wah, wah. What up, AFTERBUZZ? Your boy DJ Jesse Jane here in Studio 4, the Bad Girls Club Chicago After Show. I am joined in the studio with Chevonne Hughes.
Hi, y'all.
And we got a pretty big episode tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if they had
Family
just
affair.
sprinkled all that throughout the past couple episodes, we would be fine.
I was into getting it in one jam-packed episode. We get family day. The girls start cooking. They're cleaning the house, acting like normal, civilized human
I loved
beings. The life coach comes in. She's like, "Yeah, girls, I got your back. I'm ready to go." And then the girls go out to club night. And at club night, Alex's friend Anthony,
Right.
his little excited self,
Which I love the characterization of from Blue of him. Anthony has a girl's face, all right? And he's big, so he's got, girl's boobs. But he pees standing up.
like a man.
Like a man.
So he's a burl.
He's interesting.
I like that. I like the terminology, a burl.
A burl.
What up, you a burl? I like that. All right, so I was just dying laughing at Anthony dancing.
Right.
Because he was just so excited. Those girls all looked tired and over, but he was just so excited because, he just loves Bad Girls Club. So he was living his life like, I'm going to be on Bad Girls Club. Like, yes. And I'm not mad at Anthony for
Little
that.
did he know he was going to be the catalyst of one of the biggest fights this season.
Literally. We get back home. Red's talking about growing up and all the responsibilities she had. And when she gets into this conversation, it's just really hard to not just be like, girl, like, I get it. Because I've had shit happen to me in my past, and it's real hard to get over it. It's real hard. I'm probably still not even over half of it.
Right.
And so I can respect her in the part that she knows what she has to fix.
Right.
But she is at least admitting to just talking about how hard it is to overcome those negative thoughts. It's like without having to deal with it. Because even though once you do deal with it, we saw tonight she has to get an apology from her father. She gets the apology. Just because she gets an apology doesn't mean, damn, Cinderella's godmother coming down, bippity-boppity-boo, and everything's fixed,
Right.
So I can respect that she is coherent enough to understand that. It just is irritating to me because you're sitting here having these, prolific conversations with the girls like, I know what I need to do. Well, then do it.
Right.
Do it. Take one step. I don't care if you don't do the other 11, but take one step.
Right. And it was also very confusing to the other girls in the house that, she was talking about all these issues she had with her dad, and then he walks in the house and it's like they're like Wonder Twins power activation. It was like, I thought you guys were not estranged maybe, or like, I think it was just maybe because the cameras are there, and like I saw like a lot of the parents, well, two of the dads, in this season, in this episode, when real things were brought up, you could see the shock in their eyes of like, shit, this is on TV right now, you know? So I know like that initial step to the door, Red's dad, it was like, you know, it was probably just like to kind of cover it up because as we were talking about earlier, it's so much easier just to kind of sweep it under the rug and carry on. And hopefully with time it gets better, but sometimes it doesn't, you know?
And if it doesn't get better, and there are some people who, you know, if heaven forbid, but you know, your father passes away and you couldn't have that conversation to get that apology. You still have to be a grown adult in this world.
Yeah.
So get it together, boo-boo. All right, so the families come. We get Rosemary and Marcia, who is Jonica's mom and aunt. I loved Jonica's mom.
She was fly. She was like, yep. Oh my God, I loved her. I kind of just want to just hang with her. Like I just want to kick it. I liked her freckles. She was fly. She was
really cute.
Yeah.
Then we get Jada, whose mom Mary and her brother Sean come, and that was a really interesting moment because Red and Britt seeing Jada like have somebody come see them in the house, you know, that kind of touched them. I thought that was really cool.
I think it touched Red a little too much, but you know, we'll talk about that later.
Then Lauren's godmother and cousin come in, and Alex's mom and, as she calls her grandmother, come in. And then Red starts crying. And it's not like Red just is like, you know, trickle a little tear or anything like that. It's like...
like heads bobbing. Like the kind of cry that like you should only do by yourself, you know, that
like
kind of cry.
Goat, a damn looking like a turkey.
Oh my goodness. It didn't feel real, but
it did not feel real. It just seemed like, you know, she's like, I'm so happy. It's so beautiful. In their family.
But where's my daddy?
Yeah. You see the face? You see the face change? Like, it's like, how can I take you seriously? You're either really a prodigy child or you're just fucking crazy. In that moment, you know, we see her like walking around the house just like slumping and all that. It's just, you kind of just get to the point of like, girl, what do you just want the families to like feel bad for you? Like, oh, you know, we're with our kids, but Red doesn't have anyone.
Yeah.
Like, your dad's coming.
Yeah.
Calm down.
You just talk to him.
The doorbell rings and Red comes running like, damn, McDonald's is at the door. And this bitch is like, Daddy! Like, and it just...
Make me French toast!
It's like we talked about her being stuck at a certain age. Yeah. And it just really shines. It really shows on this show, especially these past few episodes.
Well, I wonder what age she was when the abuse, the main altercation happened with the whole being thrown against the dresser. Like, I'm curious as to what age that was. I don't know. It's just weird how it's a cycle. The dad was saying how...
Yep, his dad did it.
And then look what she's doing to Jada, who's like so tiny. I mean, there's a whole little scene of the dad saying, oh my God, you're so tiny.
Yep.
You know, like you look like you're 12. So there's like, they both recognize how tiny and small this person is, yet Red chooses to put a target on her back.
That, her father, Ernest Yellow, comes home, shows up at the house. He gets a very warm welcome. I mean, we're confused. I mean, he's cooking French toast.
It looked good. It looked really good, actually.
I mean, but it was just instant. It was like, as soon as he walks in, like, Daddy, cook a toast! And he's in the kitchen cooking, didn't even say hi to half the people yet.
Right.
And Lauren's looking like, what, bitch?
I'm confused.
Right, like, what about all your daddy issues?
Right.
And you sitting up here making French toast, talking about my daddy. I know y'all wish you had my daddy. Like,
yeah. You know, do what you need to do to feel comfortable. I mean, but just know that we see through it. Just know that.
Asia's mom and dad come. Darby and James, totally divorced.
I saw how far they were sitting away from each other, too. Yeah, they were definitely
Every
divorced.
time James said something, Darby was looking over at him like, shut the fuck up. Like, oh, God, he's talking again. Like, really, here he goes again,
Right.
James.
He's like, yeah, just go clean the kitchen. Just clean the kitchen.
Of course you would, huh? And then we get Britt. her mom and sister show up, Victoria and Tammy, and I gotta say, you know, Britt looked really good. I liked her outfit. I thought she looked cute in that outfit.
Oh, yeah. Even Laura mentioned that she liked it. Yeah.
All right. So then the therapist comes, Laura. She meets with Alex's family. I couldn't stand watching this. It just looked so fake. It seemed like a psychic who was like trying to guess like.
Oh, her going to meet all the different families?
Well, just this one part with Alex. Like she was like, she sits down with Alex's mom. She's like, oh, you know. Alex is such a great progress here. You know, your willingness to open yourself to the communication of the development of your truth. Like what?
What is she supposed to say though? She's a
right
life coach, whatever.
I mean, that's not what you say. That doesn't even make sense.
Well,
like you just pick 7 adjectives and put them together to make something sound special.
Right. It's like an 8-word, like no 20-word long
And
sentence.
she didn't even look confident telling Alex that. And what else did she say to Alex? You know, and you know, I'm really just proud of Alex. Okay.
She just said that. She just should have said
That's
that.
all she.
Yeah.
She's made strides here.
Summarize. Just summarize. Be concise.
Then we get this clip of Britt with her mom and her sister, where Britt's openly talking about, I want to fight, you know, I just don't understand why these bitches don't try me. Like, her mom's looking horrified, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'd be embarrassed too.
Her sister's sitting there like,
Nobody tries me here. I'm so bored.
I'm so bored. I just want to beat someone's ass.
Read a book
I wanna
then.
fight somebody.
Bored? Read a book.
I'm like,
damn.
You know, you're so worried about your sisters back home. And I'm like, why are you worried? Because did you raise them to be, you know, little punks where now you ain't there to beat up whoever because they said whatever to them? I mean, because what kind of a role model are you for these girls? That you want to be up in this house because you're bored, you want to fight. Like, this is not world star hip hop.
I think she just likes feeling superior. And I think at home, that's what she got.
Well, I love that her mom clocked her. So, moving on. We get the therapist talking to Jada's brother. I like him. He seems cool.
How are you gonna? You were mad about the therapist using all those words, and then they got the brother using the same jargon. It was cute.
But he knows Jada.
Right.
That was like, you know what I mean? Like, he grew up with her.
But seeing beyond that, I mean, the way he was communicating, which I thought was admirable. He is sweet. Like, he really, like, she seems like she comes from a really, like, I was confused. Like, really nice family. Like, supportive family. I was very...
Well, but think about it, because if you...
Maybe it wasn't always that way, obviously.
Her brother was probably the only one that was really there for her.
Right.
So, you know, because we were looking about that scene, you know, when he said whatever, and she was just looking up at him like, my brother, like, he's her everything.
Right.
He was there, probably protected her, made her feel sane, safe.
Right.
So, you know, his little Jada speech at the end was cool. And then we get this situation.
Oh, no.
Jonica and her family are talking about her personal commitment problem. And the therapist, the conversation kind of goes like this. The therapist says, you know, I don't want to call her therapist because she's not a licensed one. So we'll just call her Laura, like her name is. Laura says, your style of living has definitely deepened since being in the house.
What do you mean deepen? Wait. What did you mean by deepen?
The therapist then, Laura then goes on to say, may I go on? You know, because this is personal and I wouldn't want to go on.
Yeah.
Well, bitch, you already did.
In front of these 8 people that are here.
You already went there.
Yeah.
You talking about deepen.
That's
your lifestyle.
And that's how you know she's not
deepened.
a therapist.
Right.
Because that conversation should have never happened. You don't talk about somebody's therapy and their progress like that in front of a large group like that without getting the permission from whoever you're treating.
Which is why I thought you went to go see the girls the night before. Or why you showed up at the house before the family. Oh, no, I guess you didn't. But you showed up at the girls' house the day before. That's when you should have said, okay, what are we going to talk about with your parents? What do you want to focus on? What do you want me to help you and your parents with? What don't you want me to talk about? You don't drop talking about, oh, your lifestyle has deepened, and then talk about, oh, may I continue?
Right.
Like, may I? Bitch, you already did.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do now? Do you want to just ruin your career now?
I mean, that's like a really good point, because like I know, like, you know, friends of mine who are gay, like I automatically just assume, oh yeah, your parents know, but that's not always the case. So like I definitely think maybe that's a good thing for her to now learn. The life coach, she now learned something, that just because they're out in front of you doesn't mean they're out to everybody.
Well, no, she knew that her mom doesn't know, because then she said, you know, I'm challenging Blue. This is me challenging Blue. Like, no, bitch, you're not doing that. You don't know what this woman is like.
Wait, are you sure she didn't know?
Huh?
Are you sure she didn't know that she wasn't out to everybody?
Yeah, because she was saying she wants Jonica to, what was the exact word? She wants Jonica to pronounce who she is.
Oh, okay.
She's saying Jonica isn't owning up to who she is. She isn't looking at herself as, I am a lesbian, I almost.
Right.
You know, like, you're still messing with dudes because you want your family to look at you in a certain light. Own you. Pronounce who you are. And I get that. And that's what you should be telling her behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Like, not at a family barbecue with everyone all
mixed
up in
company.
the tea. Yeah,
Total
like,
mixed company.
This is not mixed berry flavor Lipton. She wants her to pronounce who she is. Blue shuts down, cracks a joke, and then the mom gives her like this death stare with a fake smile. The therapist then moves up from that mess and moves over to Red and her father, where Red, we don't find out. Red explains that she wants an apology, and she explains why she was affected by her father. She starts crying, the father starts crying, and he gives her an apology.
Yeah.
And if they've never spoken about it before, then I'm happy that they had this conversation, and I hope that this conversation alleviated a lot off of Red, and, you know, moving forward, she can be a better person. Obviously, we saw that she got into this brawl today, and, you know, like I said, everything ain't going to be healed and fixed in 24 hours.
I think they have had the conversation before, because when they were on the phone, he was like, oh, why you got to bring up the past again? Why you got to bring up the past? And maybe he just never really kind of copped to it before. Maybe he's always doing that same thing that was on the phone. Maybe he didn't realize he was on TV when he was on the phone. He was like, why you got to talk about the past? That was a completely different energy than when he's being confronted with Laura and the cameras and everything. And all of a sudden it's like, yeah. Because when she's like, I just want an apology, there was a pause. There was a break, you know? And then he, you know, went into it. I don't know. Well, it's strange.
It is strange, you know, but Red seemed to have gotten whatever she got out of it, and, you know, or so she says.
Right.
She promises her dad that she won't fight Jada. Moving on.
I'm sorry, it's just really funny though to me.
Moving on, we get Asia with her family and the therapist, where they talk about the dirty kitchen. Asia's dad, we see his sternness. He has a very stern personality.
And also, like, physically, he's very intimidating. If you, like, he looks like a big, very strong military man. Yeah.
He gives his cleaning rules. That's when Asia's mom gave him this hilarious look. And at the end of that, the families end up leaving. Jada, Red, Alex, and Britt are outside talking about, you know, what the families did for them and, you know, how great they feel. And Jada said, you know what, Red, like, as much as I didn't fuck with you, like, you know, seeing you with your dad, it really made me realize, like, other people, you know, we all have these lives and people love us. And, you know, I'm over, you know, the drama with you. Red's sitting there like, well, bitch, I still don't like you. So keep it pushing.
Oh, goodness.
And as if we haven't learned any damn motherfucking lessons. And then we get a scene of Alex's drunk sobriety test.
Wait, I think I missed that.
What? When she was standing in front of Brett and Brett was looking at her like, bitch, you're fucking weird.
Oh, no, yeah, I must have... Boop, boop, boop. Fast forwarded through that. Oops, my bad. But explain.
I can't.
You can't, just that? It was just that?
She was telling Britt that she didn't drink, and she was like, boop, boop, doing a sobriety test, and then she said that she had a sangria. It was just interesting.
All right.
Like, I really don't know if she was really drunk or if she was pretending to be drunk. Oh. Like, I wanted to be like, girl, have you ever been drunk before? Because you don't act like that.
Yeah. I don't really see her when they're out. Like, we don't really see her kind of, turning up or anything, like drinking or, like, being energetic, ever.
I mean, I feel like she would be like after 2 beers.
I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah. I don't know, girl, but what I do know is that we'll be right back after a word from our friends over at American Express.
My name is Yvonne Saravia, and I am a home health aide. My credit score was very high. It was like 700 something. Then I had like a hiccup in my finances. Everything just crashed. But I don't crawl under a rock and cry. It takes baby steps to get back. So that's what I am doing.
With American Express Serve, you have a full-service prepaid account that helps you handle your money simply and affordably. There's no credit check. You can pay your bills online and reload cash for free at over 27,000 locations, all for $1 a month, and all backed by the 24/7 service of American Express. This is what membership is. This is what membership does.
Get started with an American Express Serve card at CVS Pharmacy or Family Dollar today. Terms and restrictions apply. Go to serve.com for more details.
All right, so Asia goes to lunch with her dad. She brings up in college. This was actually really an interesting story.
I think probably the most real scene I have seen in any of the seasons. And that's, I know it's not saying a lot, but the most authentic. Like, I got teary-eyed.
I can't believe he didn't cry, actually. I know he teared up real quick for a quick part of it, but there was a scene when he went into why he couldn't provide. That I was just like... But so basically, she brings up this college phone call that she got from him about him wanting to kill himself. And he said, I wanted to do that because I realized I couldn't provide for my family and my kids, and my whole life is, if you can't provide for your kids, why are you here?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. And it's that pride, but it's hard to really go against. Right. How can you tell a parent differently? Because I know my family would say the same thing.
Being a man is hard, dude. I mean, like, having to be the breadwinner, and there's a lot of pressure because all these like the roles that you're supposed to play as, like, the breadwinner and all this kind of stuff. Like, I'm very, very surprised how some men just seem to make it look so easy, and then sometimes you have guys who, you see this moment and you're like, oh wow, well, and it's tough.
Shout out to Oxygen, or the editors, whoever did, which choice it was, to not taint him and make him really air out the alcoholic part. Because obviously that was a conversation that was had at that table.
Right.
Because they touched upon it, but they didn't go deep into it. They kept that very classy. They still kept him in a good image.
Right.
And didn't really get that deep into it. So I really respect them, because, they be looking for some cheap shots sometimes. But he owns up that he took his anger out on her mom because he wasn't happy with her mom, and he took it out on Asia. And I like that at the end of that, he basically says he wants to see her once a week.
Oh, all right.
So there we go with that. Then Jonica goes out to lunch with her mom, and before she goes out to lunch, she says that she doesn't want to talk about being a lesbian. She goes there, and basically the mom brings up, so tell me about this deepened lifestyle. And she was like, basically it's just about, I'm just being me. And she was like, well, who are you? Do I not know who you are? What have you been doing? And my thing with Jonica is, because then, Jonica sounds like she's smart, but if you really listen to the things she's saying, they don't actually make sense. It's just the tone in which she says it that makes it sound smart. Like she said, it's never a right time. I'm just waiting for the right time.
It's never the right time. I'm just waiting.
I'm like,
It makes sense to her, obviously, because it comes out so
right.
strong. But.
It does. You're absolutely correct.
But this is the question that I had asked you earlier. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why, if you said that the mother was obviously not happy about it. Not my personal experience, but just from looking on the outside, whenever there's a parent who does not like their gay child's lifestyle, they never confront them about it. They never ask them about...
Totally disagree with that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. From outside looking in,
See, I feel like it's actually the opposite, because with my family, my parents were not accepting of it. Right. And not that they weren't accepting of it, but like it wasn't a fathom in their mind. That's not happening in our life.
Right.
And they approached me. They got to a point where I brought the conversation up and it was kind of deaded, but then they were pushing it because they wanted to know. They wanted to know, but they never came out and just straight asked me.
Right.
Because they didn't want the answer.
Right.
We would have these conversations about, why are you going through this? Why is this happening? But the conversation about, okay, I'm gay, never happened until I fully was just like, you know what? Here, this is what it is, A, B, and C.
Right.
And then we dealt with it. But before I came out and said that, it wasn't about that. That was the last thing, the word they ever wanted to use. Right. Because once you use that word, you've acknowledged it, and that's it. And that's why I feel like the mother's not really accepting of it.
Okay. But wouldn't it be so much easier just to not?
Well, maybe also because it's also on camera, too. So maybe that's why her mom didn't do it. But I'm just like, I feel like if it was accepting, it would be easier. Because like with my brother finished the end of my sentence for me. I was like, there's something I got to tell you. He's like, gay? He's like, okay.
And moving on.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you want to help make that person feel comfortable when you know. I don't know. And that's just my personal experience.
Well, the thing is, too, with Jonica is that, like, it's not exactly like she's hiding it. I know, like, exactly. So it's like, the mother knows. I think a lot of people know.
I think she's just it's more about her being nervous that the parents will accept it, won't accept it. Which is most people's issues with coming out is the issue with the parent, more so.
Yeah, I had a friend who I just assumed that he was out, and he was like, yeah, when my parents come to visit, my roommate, who's also my boyfriend, he stays in the other room. We have the other room staged up like it's, a guest bedroom. Like it's his room. But usually when they're not there, like we're in the same room.
Yeah.
Like that to me is just, I understand. It's just gotta be so tough.
And in 2014, all I have to say to that is just don't lie. That was my thing. I just got to a point of like, I just can't lie anymore. I'm not living two lives. This is who I am. Whoever wants to fuck with me, fuck with me. If you don't want to fuck with me, dishes.
Right.
And there's places and people that are out there to help you, because sometimes we feel like, if our parents aren't there for us, who can help us?
Right.
But there are many different resources out there. So, but Jonica, hopefully this is something that she will be able to be comfortable with speaking to her mother about. Hopefully by the end of the season, we may see something.
it's on TV now. Everybody knows now, Jonica.
So then we got this quick little clip, the 12 Days of Bad Girls Club.
Oh
I
my
love
gosh,
that.
That's cute.
And basically all that they feel that they got was a bunch of bitches. They got a crazy bitch, 4 fabulous bitches, 3 fake bitches, 2 straight bitches.
And 1 with a disability.
And well, that was Lindsay.
Oh. I was trying to figure out that they meant Jada or something. I was just trying to, I completely forgot about Lindsay. Oh, Lindsay. Wait, wasn't she going to call up? Wasn't she going to call in?
Yeah, I just got out. We'll get her. We'll get her to call in.
I would love to hear the side of the story.
I do want to hear that conversation. Yeah. All right, so then the girls go to club night. Anthony's back. Of course he is.
What is it? What is he?
A burl. A burl. Jada's irritated with Anthony because Alex isn't even there, which
that's kind of weird.
I'd be like, boy.
Are we cool like that? No.
Right. Take some Sprite and go sit elsewhere.
Right.
Like, that's thirsty. You had your fun. You got your cute little episode in. You got a little name underneath the bottom. Like, you're going to be in an episode.
Right.
Keep it pushing.
How does that happen, though? Is it like, hey, Slim, Alex, are you doing anything tonight? No, I'm just going to stay in, but my girl's going out. You're more than welcome to join them. Okay. Is that how that happens? Like, I don't understand why was he there?
Or, yeah, Alex probably said, yeah, everyone's going to go out to this club. I'm just going to stay in. He was like, oh, my God, you guys are here? Do you mind if I...
sit in your small-ass VIP section?
Jada's irritated because he keeps bumping her. She goes outside. She's talking shit to Red. And Red's telling Jada that she's being disrespectful because it's Slim's friend. And then she starts talking to Anthony about how Jada's so disrespectful and needs to get her ass whooped. And what are you thinking about this whole situation?
Okay, first off, if you see Anthony, he's just sitting there like, okay, I don't care. He doesn't care. Like, he really does not care. Red's getting gassed up.
He's on Bad Girls Club. That's all he cares about.
Red is getting so gassed up over nothing. She's transferring Anthony's problem onto her so she can have something to bitch and yell about. And it's so obvious. She's not even hiding it nicely.
No, but okay, I also do want to, maybe I'm and whatever, I don't give a damn about anything. Let's just give Red the benefit of the doubt with this, because there was one thing with Jada that it popped in my mind. I'm not saying that this is how Jada thinks. I'm not saying that this is how Jada is.
Right.
But Anthony is a bigger kid.
Right.
You know, he's a certain type of gay male.
Right.
You know, and he was, I mean, we saw in the first clip how he was dancing. So, you know, Jada may not, I don't know how she is with gay people. I don't know how she is with heavier people.
Right.
You know, and maybe Red felt like.
But she was kicking it with Red the first couple episodes. So.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I was just putting it out there because the disgust Jada had for Anthony, I was just kind of like, all right, girl.
Well,
like,
I mean,
calm
it is
down.
kind of annoying when you're drinking and you're like really drunk and you keep getting bumped. Like, remember at like your birthday party, I was just like having a good old time and people kept throwing their drinks. So anytime somebody walked by me, I kept getting knocked down.
And what did we do? We pulled you up and you
everything, and I didn't even know. I was just like having a good old time.
And there were no fights. There was no one yelling at no one, degrading anybody.
But for someone who already has a kind of like a short fuse, I could see why that might set her off, but you could have done it in a way of like, listen, or moved, get away from him.
Right.
You know?
So they get in the limo. Red brings up the Jada drama, and Red puts her hand in Jada's face, and Jada slaps it out the way.
Yeah.
And
then Red turns to face Jada.
Red starts making this into this huge deal, sits up, and I mean, when I say she slapped this bitch's head, like just boom.
Talk about mollywop.
Yeah.
Bring back mollywop.
And had her entire body weight behind that smush. And this is the second time that she smushed her.
Mm-hmm. Like you can't even see. You couldn't even see where she was. No. For all you know, she was hanging out between like the cheeks somewhere. She was just like, you don't even know where she was.
And so they're fighting in the car. There's a security in the car with them, which I never knew. That they do that.
Yeah.
And they open up the door, and the security guard must have pulled Red because she falls out the car, tumbles, and then she starts screaming at security. She starts fighting security. You saw that one producer
he was like
real scared. He was like, "You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna." He
and
got
you're on the
so
side
mad.
of the road too. Like there's like cars zooming back
she
and forth.
She almost got hit.
Yeah. Like and this is like what literally the day that she had promised not to fight. Like the very same. At least sleep on it.
Now. Then we see Red. She's outside talking to this producer who I'm wondering if there was a producer that Julie said should have been the life coach. And so I'm wondering if this was that producer.
The one who came in at the end?
Yeah, and was talking to Red.
The sexy one? No.
What sexy one? No, not the man. The female that Red was talking to outside.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah.
She was like, she's a real ass bitch. Like, she knew what to say to get us to calm down. And it just seemed like Red was venting and opening up to her in a way like that was positive. So that was just curious because Julie was telling me that, so I was wondering if that was her.
You should go ask her.
So Red's crying to the producer about fixing her life, and I just need to fix my life, man. I need to fix my family. You know what I mean? And I'm just fed up with change, and all I do is try. All I do is try, and I'm just lost, and I can't find my way, and I need Jesus, and I'm mine when I'm coming. And
oh, little girl, stop
It's
crying.
bullshit. It's like listen to what you're saying. And it gets to a point where, here's how I deal with people, and you know this the best of all.
Right.
I will give you 3 motherfucking chances to explain to me what is wrong. And if by the 3rd time you have explained this to me, and we are still talking about the same motherfucking problem, and you haven't done anything to fix it, then you are on your own, in your own damn kayak, and you will be pedaling down the motherfucking river. And my thing with Red is, you're explaining everything you need to do to fix yourself. And the fact that you haven't makes me feel like now you're playing games. Now you're making a mockery of yourself on national television. So I can't no longer entertain this. I'm thankful that she's off of this show right now at this point. I'm not saying she's a bad person, but girl, get it together, boo-boo. Boop. Yeah. End of story. We're done with Red.
I think she needs to learn how to meditate. I know I'm laughing, but I feel like if she were to get some zen in her life, things would change. Everything would change.
The producer goes and tells the girls that Red is not coming back.
That's the one I was
Go
talking
ahead.
about. Sexy butt. He's cute.
He was not even.
He was sexy.
No.
He was.
Looking like Paul Bunyan. Red is packing, and Jada all of a sudden wants to get some damn Christmas balls. Stand outside, talking about, come outside, I'm outside, I'm outside. Girl.
Dressed in all black. It looked hot out there, too. She's dressed in all black. Bang on the door.
That was stupid. But at the end of this, Red says she feels good with her dad, and it'll never be over, Jada. I'll see you at the reunion.
Dum, dum, dum.
Whatever. Move on to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So next week we get a photo shoot with the girls. It looks like it's a pinup inspired.
Pretty. I cannot wait.
They did look really pretty.
Especially Jada. Oh, goodness. She took my breath away.
And then we get the new girl, Delilah or Dahlia or something like that.
What?
I'm excited. She just followed me on Twitter, so we're getting her in. We're going to talk to her because I'm just like, I can't wait to watch a real episode of her because I don't know what to expect from this girl. She sounded like
already.
Betty Boop walking in the show. I'm like, producers, y'all fucked up.
No, it's sort of Valley. It's sort of like the SNL, the Californians. Why are you girls doing?
I can't help it. You guys are all ugly.
I know. Oh my God, when she said that.
You guys are so ghetto.
And then what's her face got
You guys are crazy.
Then what's her face who was looking for someone to try her found that person.
I mean, I'm just like, out of everyone you want to beat up, this is the bitch you want to beat up.
Wow.
You're gonna prove yourself with this bitch. Damn clueless Cher. They're gonna come prove it with Cher.
Oh my goodness. But it was like what you were saying before. You were saying like they just took the most defenseless girl.
You guys don't even know how to introduce yourself to people.
And put her in this lion's den of just like craziness and dysfunction.
See,
what do you think was going to happen?
This is so horrible because I don't know what my problem is because I can't stand when people post World Star Hip Hop fight videos.
Right.
Like that bothers me.
Right.
But on Bad Girls Club, like I just can't. Oh my God, this is so horrible. I don't even like. I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it because it's just in my mind.
Right.
But I really can't wait to see how this girl's gonna react to Brit hitting her.
Yeah.
Based off of her voice. That's so sad. I feel horrible. I need to repent my sins. On that note, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, make sure you guys tweet me at DJ Jesse J.
You can tweet me at Chevonne_Hughes.
Until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later, bitches.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Oh my God, Jesse, you really
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about.
Chipotle right
Thanks
now.
again. Buzz you later.